Hello and welcome to another guided meditation from the Hamblin Vision. My name is Mike Jenkins, and in this meditation we're going to explore ways of grounding ourselves and finding calm in the storm. So if you're anything like me, then there will be different points and different times in your life when circumstances seem to overtake, a bit like a perfect storm that becomes whipped up and the waves begin crashing and the wind howling, and we can just be overcome, really. And there are many different periods in our lives, of course, when this happens. In times of grief and loss, if we've lost a loved one or are losing a loved one. And other times the structure of our lives may appear to be falling apart. Perhaps we've lost a job or gone through a very difficult relationship breakup. Oftentimes a health crisis if we've had a very difficult and challenging scare with our health, or an accident. Sometimes life presents us with incredibly tragic circumstances to deal with. Perhaps a house fire or a car accident, or our children who are sick. Whatever it may be, there are times in our lives when we may feel overcome and overwhelmed by an onslaught of difficult emotions, difficult experiences in life to deal with. And it's in those times that we must return to the sanity and to the comfort and power of the divinity within us. It seems most hard in those times to remember that there is an aspect of our own being, a characteristic almost of our own existence, of who we are right now, that is already grounded. So take a moment to stop, turn off your phone, and just become comfortable where you are. Take a few deep breaths, and if you can, plant your feet on the ground. Allow yourself to sink into the chair. And just stop for a few moments. And allow the silence to enter. Almost like opening a window in the center of your chest, allowing the space, the air, the silence, the daylight, allowing that to enter your being. And just breathe. And there may be a momentum of friction or chaos still spinning in your body and mind. For now, we'll step back from that and just allow it to run its course as we retreat to that safe harbour, to that ground of being. Almost as if we are retreating backwards, and whatever drama or chaos or mix and swirl of feelings and thoughts and sensations remains in the foreground as we retreat and can witness it and look at it from a distance, no longer entangled or twisted up or identified with that movement of chaotic, stormy feelings. Just focusing on the breath entering and leaving the body, and intentionally turning our attention to the silence, to stillness, and space. There is something here that cannot be harmed. There is an aspect of who we are that cannot be disturbed, that cannot die. An aspect of who we are that is already free, that is already grounded. The open space of this moment and the silence is not threatened by any storm, is not threatened by any dance of emotion or thought, any struggle of confusion or anger or resentment or fear or pain. That grounded aspect of who we are. And so when we pause and stop in this way, we return to safe harbour. We stand in the stillness of the ground of our being, and we allow the power of our own divinity to hold us and to guide us and to face what we alone cannot. We do not have to face the storm alone. We do so with God, we do so with Christ consciousness, we do so with Buddha mind. With spirit. And so in these moments when we stop and become silent, we are allowing our own divine power to take over. We are surrendering, allowing, accepting the help and assistance, the guidance, the comfort, the reassurance of our own divinity, of our own spiritual identity. We are allowing the wisdom and the love of God to flourish and to be manifest right here and now in our own body and mind, in the space where we are, and we carry that to all those we speak with and all those that we meet. So thank you for following along with that guided practice. And if you are experiencing difficult times at the moment, I encourage you to do this often. Very difficult to remember in times of crisis. We so naturally really get swept up in the momentum. It's like a vortex of suffering that can sweep us up. And yet a simple practice like this can re-establish us in that infinite power of our own awareness, which is the awareness and the presence of God.